Has formed. Arlene is in the north central Atlantic and probably won't last more than 12 to 24 hours. The latest coordinates have moving west-northwest at 25. We talked about this near the top of the net. This is Tropical Storm Brett. It is moving into the Caribbean and should stay as a tropical storm the next 24 to 48 hours and then weaken as it pushes into the central Caribbean. Does not look like this will have any impact on our weather, but we'll keep an eye.
Just been issued for Harris, Galveston, Chambers, and Liberty counties as Tropical Storm Cindy shifts to the west.
And red flag warnings up around Galveston beaches. How neighbors there and on Bolivar Peninsula are getting ready in case.
Right now you're watching extended live team coverage of Tropical Storm Emily. This is Fox 4 Morning News. Danny Beckstrom has been tracking this storm all morning long. Danny, I know you've been saying that as bad as this may sound, we've seen this kind of develop into a tropical storm this morning, that the main message is pretty much the same, and that's what we're expecting today.
Right. The main threats are still what they were before this was a tropical storm, depression, or even a developed area of low pressure. So here's the updated tropical tracker. What we're looking at is still the heavy rain, the potential for flooding, and some gusty winds. But the tropical tracker is showing wind speeds now sustained up to 40.
Franklin just hours away from making landfall for a second time in Mexico, the first hurricane of the Atlantic season.
It's a busy night in the tropics. There's also a tropical wave that'll bring us a good amount of rain tomorrow.
Storm Team 5 Chief Meteorologist Steve Weigel helping you plan for the day. Steve?
It is busy out there. In fact, 3 systems we're watching tonight. The first hurricane of the season will make landfall in the next few hours. We have this wave that has some torrential downpours that'll work. Our big concern here. First, Gert moving north at 12 miles an hour, expected to turn to the northeast here later today. So we'll continue to track between Bermuda and the East Coast. It's creating some rough surf there in the Outer Banks, and that could continue as Gert moves north and then to the...
Everyone, let's get straight to the breaking news. Harvey provoking an unfolding flooding disaster in America's 4th largest city, Houston, Texas.
This is all happening right now as we come on the air, and the situation is unfortunately dire. People trapped in their flooded out homes. They are fleeing to their attics, taking to social media, begging for a rescue.
And there's a diabolical complication here. While these folks have no choice but to hit the attic, there are reports of tornadoes touching down all over the Houston area, which could make the attic a dangerous place to be.
And making matters even worse, this storm Harvey likely to stick around for days upon days, dumping more and more rain, exacerbating the flooding that's... over the next 12 hours. And if we're dealing with a strengthening storm as it makes landfall, that's going to bump up a lot. That's going to bump up the storm surge, certainly the winds and the heavy rainfall, as the right front quadrant of the storm brings the worst conditions. So across the Keys and the west coast of Florida, you need to be finalizing your preparations because this storm is coming. It started to make its northward turn. So as we go further out in time, there's a Category 4 storm right on the doorstep of
patterns, 85-mile-per-hour winds. It's moving north at 9 miles per hour. As you can see, it stays offshore. But because it's such a wide-ranging storm, we're going to feel a lot of these effects during the day today. So we do have tropical storm watches stretching from Rehoboth Beach all the way to Nantucket. As we move on into tomorrow and Wednesday, Thursday, it's going to be a mess. Basically, the tropical force winds extend out some 190 miles from the center of the storm. So tropical force near winds near the coast. The strongest winds will be in New
something. Or debris.
The native not here is very, very close, but let me show you the dramatic problem that's now readily evident right here. This is the storm surge. Okay, you can see it. This is Highway 90 right here. And the problem is that water is just roaring up. In fact, we've had to move 3 times just in the 12 minutes waiting to do this live shot. It's going to clearly go over U.S. Highway 90, and that's the problem for any first responders. And I'm just going to keep an eye out because there's one coming this way right now. But the water is rising fast. It's now about ankle deep here. It's going to continue rising, and that has always been the
Okay, guys, what is up? Today is a crazy day. I don't got that. I'll see you in like 2 minutes. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Like, if I had an other hurricane thing, it was Hurricane Nate. That didn't even do anything. This time it's a tropical storm, but it doesn't really do anything, but it can do some damage. See, look. It may be in a direction towards Canada and New York or something like that, but it's still right next to New Jersey. But they're saying it'll still have an effect because that's not showing the whole hurricane. There has to still be it's like a circle, but with a hole. So that circle will probably be, which is affecting Pennsylvania. It'll be affecting the whole East Coast. So be ready. It's gonna be like Sandy, guys. So it's gonna be affecting Florida, the Carolinas, basically the whole East Coast. That's all I gotta say. Now, back to what I was trying to say. Let's go to the future. Alright, see that? That's where it is right now. It's 10:07, and that's where the hurricane is right now. It's attacking Florida, or it's near Florida. Now look at where the hurricane goes. Well, when the hurricane first does this. Alright. See that? See, look, Philadelphia is in Pennsylvania, so see that? See that? Alright, look. See that? That's all going against Pennsylvania. Alright, so if we go in, see that? That's Philadelphia. Look at all that. Look at all that it's getting hit by. And we're getting hit by, like, we're going to be getting hit with a lot of stuff. And it's going to be like a tropical storm. And this time, you know what, guys? I have, like, even more proof. Watch this, guys. Watch this. Look, it doesn't even stop there. It means breezy. That means it's going to be windy. Breezy with rain, some heavy rain. Watch for flooding on streets and poor drainage areas. So that basically means watch for flooding. So there's going to be flooding. This is even crazier than last time. Last time I looked it up, it said effects of Hurricane Nate. So on night it's going to be windy with rain, heavy at times. Watch for flooding. Drainage areas, I don't even know what that means. 84%, so it's going to be a good chance it will. 85, real feel means that it's just going to be like a nice, warm, and good. So that basically means that it'll be a more chance of it happening in the afternoon because the real feel is down more. But then, look at it. It's like the best, look. It's the best weather after a tropical rainstorm. Look what happens the next day. Partly to mostly sunny and windy. How nice that will be. 25% precipitation. So guys, yeah, I just wanted to let you have that update. This is proof. So yeah, don't lies. Don't be saying that in the comment section because I got proof. I showed the weather and I showed the radar, so you can't say I'm a faker. Okay? All right. Like, comment, subscribe. Go into putting in. Bye bye.